Told ya. Told ya.
He was waiting to say that.
Told ya. Welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I told you Space Daddy would own Twitter. People didn't believe me.
Oh, they were picking on him on Twitter so bad. They're like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so we said about a month ago that, yeah, he was probably, just playing with Twitter. He was going to buy all of Twitter. He wasn't going to be content to be silenced at his 9% or whatever. And this was just a game to him. And all of the trolling and all of that was a game. Media outlets were like, oh, Elon Musk is just messing. He's not actually going to buy Twitter. And now we've got Gizmodo like, Elon Musk might actually buy Twitter. Like, for real?
Yeah.
Oh my God, because they don't know what to do. They had told themselves, the media, they had told themselves that it was impossible for one person to buy their safe space. It wasn't going to happen. And the reality is Twitter isn't worth jack shit, really. It only is worth something because people like Elon Musk want it. The stock has been declining. It's a dumpster fire. Normal people don't use it.
Half the people on there aren't even real.
Yeah, so anyway, word broke this morning that yesterday, I guess, a deal was reached, and God, this feels so good to be right. I mean, look, I want to be clear. I don't know if Twitter under Elon Musk is going to be any better than Twitter is now.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know that.
I just want to see people scream.
Yeah. We don't know if it's going to be better. Neon just wants to see the chaos.
I just want to see the chaos.
I just want to see them actually follow through with the whole, stopping the bots thing.
Yeah.
Because it's so ridiculous. I just like to see it go back to center. I don't know if that's going to happen. We never said that it would. We said we'd like to see that happen. We think he might have a chance if he's doing it. But who the hell knows?
Who the hell knows?
The fire of screams is going to be the chaos is going to be glorious.
It's going to be one hell of a dumpster fire. Bring marshmallows. We're going to talk about it before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 265,000 subs.
Woo-hoo!
Again, more than CNN Plus had. So
yeah,
ha! Told you. Anyway, so word this morning that Musk is going to close the deal. I figured this was going to happen. Everybody's like, oh, there's a poison pill. The poison pill's going to stop that mean man, Mr. Musk, that alt-right shitlord from taking over our precious platform.
Well, the thing is, all their options they were going to do was going to hurt the shareholders.
Yes.
And the people that are on the board were the ones that were holding the shares. So they were trying to protect their safe space, and that's great, except that it's the people who have the money or paying for them to have the safe space. We're going to lose money, like millions of dollars of money.
Yeah, and then they would have to answer. The board would have to answer to them, like, why did you just, because of a personal vendetta, you walked away from all this cash. You shorted us all this cash. So he was playing 4D chess. He knew exactly how to get him where he wanted him.
Oh, he was just joking. I'm like, this is too much money even for him to make a joke about. I'm like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and he was fishing around for input as to what would make Twitter better. And then he bought 9%, and then they were like, yeah, we'll let you sit on the board, but you can't buy more than 15%. And he's like, oh, hey, that kind of sucks. Okay, well, I'm going to go.
Why am I not going to be on the board then?
I'm not going to be on the board. I'm going to buy all of it. He's just messing with them. And I told people, I said, this is the richest man in the world. He is not going to waste this much time fucking with people on Twitter, asking all these questions unless he was dead serious about buying it. And he is. And it turns out that the deal's probably going to go through. Now, I don't know what the legal issues are like with the FCC. I mean, you've got one person buying what was a public social media company.
Right. So there are things that could trip it up down the road. But as far as the money and the offer being accepted, that actually happened. Well, looks like it's happening.
It apparently
happened, I think.
It has apparently happened. They met yesterday. And we'll talk about that. But I just want to point out, I had so many salty people. This guy in particular, I don't even know who he is.
Victor. Hey there, Victor.
Victor, for some reason, kept tweeting at us that, Twitter's not going to be sold. Twitter gave the finger to Elon Musk. Told you. Musk won't be able to carry out their personal vendettas at Clownfish TV. Yeah, like I've got him on speed dial and I can just call him up and tell him to ban people. Right? Like I've got that kind of power. He doesn't even know who I am.
Oh, how many times did he keep tweeting about us?
Oh, he kept going and going and going. Wall Street Journal. And he brings us in it. What's that? Real Clownfish TV won't like this and Musk won't be able to carry out their personal vendettas?
What personal vendettas? Oh, he said Twitter's a dumpster fire. Twitter is full of fake accounts, and it's an echo chamber, and it's a lot of activists on there trying to cause trouble, and we needed to go back to center. Going back to center is a personal vendetta.
Yeah, because like I said, I've got Elon on speed dial. He's my space daddy, and he's going to ban all these people. What a dumbass. Anyway, money talks, capitalism wins. And I know that a lot of people on Twitter aren't going to like that, but that is the way that the world currently works. So anyway, coming from TMZ, Elon Musk, it's happening. Twitter takes his cash. Of course they did. Of course they did. Money talks.
Yeah, because the investors were going to make probably billions of dollars, and they, by their board doing what they were doing, it was going to cost them the billions. Of course they did.
Yeah, and look, he's probably the only option Twitter's got, because if he pulls out of Twitter completely, people are going to be like, that's it. Normies are never going to use this platform because it's too polarizing and too toxic, and that was the last chance they had. Elon Musk pulled a move only Don Corleone himself could finagle. His big ticket offer to buy Twitter has reportedly gotten the green light, with the deal coming in for a landing. Reuters, not Clownfish TV, Reuters says Musk's $43 billion bid is poised to be accepted by Twitter's board on Monday, and that an official announcement could be expected later in the day. Probably, I would guess, 3-ish, 4-ish, we'll see. Sounds like he didn't budge on his $54.20 per share price, and he's in the process of reeling them in right now. Well, yeah, because it's not worth that much. It's not even worth that much. He's paying more for Twitter than Twitter's worth, and people are like, Twitter's worth at least $75 a share. Piss off. Twitter's not worth shit.
No, it hasn't been. That's the point.
Yeah, it's only turned a profit, I think, in 2 years. 2 years, the entire time it's been in operation, like 14 years online or whatever, it's turned a profit in 2 of those years, you know? Of course, there is a possibility that thing could fall through, but at the moment, all signs point to Elon Musk becoming the new owner of the Bird app.
Right. There are things that could do it. Like, yeah, you said, like, if something was blocked by the government or something like that, which they probably will, because
they will.
If they don't have Twitter, how the hell are they going to control who votes for who?
Yeah.
Whom?
For whom the bell tweets.
For whom the votes go.
Well, that's the thing. That is the biggest problem with Twitter. Like, I can deal with assholes, but I want to know that the assholes I'm dealing with are actually real people. And that's one thing he said he was going to do. And they bring that up in his tweet, is that he was going to verify real users. I think that everybody should have some sort of verification that they've verified their accounts. They're not a bot. They're not, Joe 42917.
Yeah. And people are like, why doesn't Twitter do anything about that? Well, there's a reason Twitter didn't do anything about that. When they have done studies, they guesstimated probably almost half of the people on Twitter weren't real.
Yeah.
They were bots. And if it looked like they were losing subscribers, for lack of a better word, it would go the way of like Netflix and Disney and all that, and their stock would bottom out further than it has, because people are like, oh crap, they're losing people. Oh, they're not real people. If they deleted half their users, the people on the board were going to have a shit fit. The internet would have a shit fit. The stocks would plummet. So they turn a blind eye and let it continue, because it would tank them to delete them. But if it's a private company, it wouldn't matter.
So if it's a private company, and Elon Musk, they said he's buying it himself, it's not going through Tesla or SpaceX, can he get into people's DMs since he owns it? It's like buying a house. Like, you can totally get into the closets or whatever.
I don't think so, because I think the terms of service would still be, until you'd have like so much time to accept new terms of service.
So you have to delete. Oh my God, can you imagine? The servers are going to crash because everybody's going to delete their DMs. Because, oh my God, Elon Musk might be poking around in your DMs.
Yeah, I don't think Elon Musk cares about most people's DMs.
Not most people, but some people. Bill Gates' DMs, he's probably going to...
Probably.
He's going to snoop through his DMs.
Bill Gates on Twitter?
I think he is. Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even care.
Nobody cares about Bill Gates.
He's out there buying up all the farms. I'm more worried about that.
He's like Mandark in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, yeah, so look, I want to be very clear. I don't know if this is going to fix Twitter.
I don't know. They could still fall through, which we will admit to that, because, I think the government will step in and do something.
Yeah, that's what I think is the most likely scenario, is that the FCC is going to be like, it's not fair that one person owns a platform with as much influence as Twitter. Twitter's everything. Twitter's our life. And that's the thing. This is why the media is going to freak out. This is why all these Tumblr rejects that have parked it on Twitter are going to freak out. And this is why I'm loving it, because they commandeered this platform. We've said multiple times, multiple videos talking about Twitter, that 10, 12 years ago, Twitter was pretty okay. It was a pretty okay platform. And then it got poisoned by the activists, and they've taken it over. And a lot of them are bot accounts, alt accounts, sock puppet accounts. If nothing else is worth it just to see them scream. Seriously, like, you deserve it. You deserve Elon Musk. You really do. Because you've poisoned this platform. You've used this platform as ground zero for cancel culture. We're going to find out, hopefully. You're like, I don't give a shit. People are like, I want Trump back on the platform. I don't give a shit about that, right? I just want to find out how much of Twitter is fake and how much of the cancel culture that's been going on has been because of fake bot accounts.
I'm sure a lot of it.
Sock puppets. And then I want the truth to come out and be like,
and who's behind the fake accounts and sock puppets? Probably a lot of it's the media.
Yeah.
I know the government's probably going to step in because I think that they're pulling strings on certain things. I mean, we saw it before when there was elections. Certain people got kicked off of Twitter. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about other people. Got kicked off of Twitter, so only certain voices were getting a platform. They were hiding information. People were like, "Oh, I didn't know about that," because they were hiding it. So yeah, of course they're going to step in and do something to protect their precious.
That's what it is.
That's their mouthpiece for winning elections. They're going to do something. I guarantee you. New law will get made, or the FCC will step in, or that's the next thing. I'm calling it now. But as far as the Twitter taking the money, that sounds like that Neon was right. He told you they were going to take the money because the investors were going to lose too much, and they weren't going to stand by and lose billions because the board, who doesn't own stock, you wanted a safe space. But that's only one hurdle.
Yeah, I do expect the FCC to get involved. I expect the media to drag Elon Musk. I expect them, especially now he's taking shots at Bill Gates. I think they're going to try to dredge up as much dirt as they can to be like, this is why this alt-right shitlord shouldn't. This is like putting Hitler in charge of Facebook. Why would you do that?
Now, here's the thing. They can't claim monopoly because there's already a bunch of other social media platforms.
Yeah.
And he's only buying one.
Yeah.
The only time that you usually have a problem is if you're buying multiple. And you know what I mean? If you're buying like Disney, okay, well, there was an issue because they already had so many news networks and everything else, and they had to get rid of some things to consolidate it, to make it fair. So I don't know, but they'll be like, oh, yes, because it's a public platform. Well, there's public entity stuff sold all the time. How many drug companies get sold to investors who jack the prices up? That's fine.
But this is their Twitter.
Right.
This is their safe space. This is their goondocks. This is where they all hang out, and they all commiserate, and they all plot and scheme to cancel people. Where are they going to go? Tumblr? Tumblr doesn't allow porn like it used to.
Yeah, well, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do? Oh my God.
Maybe suggest Pillow Fort.
Pillow Fort. Yes, Pillow Fort is a thing.
Now, Pillow Fort's going to be huge. You watch
Pillow Fort. There's no way in hell I'm going to Pillow Fort. So
I wasn't going to anyway.
Would you ever use a platform called Pillow Fort?
No.
Hugbox.com.
You just start that.
You should.
Just don't tell them it's you.
The safest place on the internet. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to watch this with popcorn. It's going to be glorious.
Well, it's going to be a ride for sure because I don't know.
It's not over yet.
Oh, hell no.
No, they're going to screech and kick and
scream.
The
media is going to start campaigning for stuff, but the screams are going to be glorious. Well, didn't you say he made a post saying that it was like, moving on, and everybody's like, oh, that's because you're done.
Yeah. They thought he was done. They thought the board rejected the offer. It's like, moving on.
That was yesterday when this was going down.
Yep. And then he was like, oh yeah, and they started making fun of Bill Gates and stuff. It's like, yeah, okay, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. I just want the people that have been behind cancel culture in the media to hurt. That's literally it.
Yeah, because
literally all I want.
It's gone too far.
It's gone too far. There need to be some repercussions.
It needs to come back to center. I'm not saying go the other way.
No.
I don't want that either. I want to see it go back to center where, if someone wants to vote one way, that's great. If someone wants to vote another way, that's great. If you like a movie or show, that's great. If you don't like a movie or show, that's great. No one's a bad person. No one's an alt-right Yahtzee. No one's whatever. No one should be devalued or demeaned because they don't agree with somebody else's opinion.
I think what is going to happen is, if nothing else, I think that Twitter's terms of service are going to be equally enforced. And,
it needs to be evenly enforced.
And I think that's what's the biggest takeaway is that Musk realizes that it's definitely one side of the aisle. getting protection.
No
on
matter
Twitter.
what, their studies, internal studies
Right.
by the one person who's
They
on
tried.
TED Talks about, diversity and inclusion says.
Oh yeah, they tried spinning it. It was like, it's the alt-right control Twitter, honest. It's like bullshit.
No one buys
Bullshit.
that. No one's believing that.
Anyway, let's see what happens.
Yes.
Get your popcorn ready. We're gonna wrap it up.
Toast it on the flames of Twitter.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.